Hello Crafty Creators, this is Sandra with our final project for the month of August for our team meeting, and it's a little explosion purse. Look at how cute that is, and it's made with one 12 by 12 sheet of paper, but you can also make it with a 6 by 6 sheet of paper. And I can show you, well, I'm going to show you the big one, but the little one is exactly the same. If it's not taking too long, I might show you the little one too, okay? So it opens up like this. We put some Velcro, and it's supposed to be an explosion box, and you're supposed to decorate the inside. I haven't gotten that far yet, but we're gonna decorate it together. So I put a little bit of bling, and then I put a couple of bows stacked on top of each other to make it just more flamboyant. And then I have a little tag that says "To you from me" on a little chain, which I thought was super cute. Anyway, that's what we're making. So we're going to be using the Design a Daydream special designer paper that was host reward. You get 48 sheets for $15. If you place an order of $150, you would only pay $3 for it. So when you're placing your orders, keep that in mind. If you did get the paper share, you already have this paper. So that's what we're using. And we're going to need our paper trimmer. And we're going to need to follow along really closely. And then after we score, I'm going to show you all of the materials that we need. Okay? So we're going to start off with the 12 by 12. You're going to score it at 4 inches. Score, okay, 4 inches, and you're going to do it on both sides, so it doesn't matter. You want to try to use paper that's non-directional, where it doesn't matter if the images are going to be upside down or not. Okay, so 4 inches and 8 inches. If you don't want to extend the arm, then it's 4 inches on each side. 4 inches and 8 inches. There we go. And I'm going to turn it one time, and I'm going to do 4 inches and 8 inches one more time. 4 inches, so there's going to be 4 inches and 8 inches on both sides. So there, and then 8 inches. It's pretty easy so far. Okay, so now on the side, I want my lines to be like this, horizontal, all right? So on this side, on the other side, I'm gonna make a mark at 6 inches. I'm just gonna make a little pencil mark right here on the cutting line. I'm gonna make a pencil line right there, and at the bottom, I'm just marking my center. And I'm doing it on the side that is not up and down, on the one that's sideways, all right? So I want my stripes on my bag to be up and down. So I made my marks. I put a little mark right there and a little mark right there. Okay? Now I'm going to put my trimmer away for the next step. We will need our trimmer again. I'm going to need my foam mat. And I'm gonna need a stylus and a ruler. So I'm gonna use this little ruler, and I'm gonna use my stylus. There is a stylus on your, take your pick tool. One of the tips is a stylus. Here, this one. So I took that off when I put my brush. But it does come with either this one or this one, whichever one you want to use. You just put it on. Oops, it goes on the other side. It goes on this side. Anyway, this side is either for the brush or for the putty. So if I wanted to change it, I would just change it out like this. Okay? Either or works. but I mostly use my pointy one, my piercing tool. So I have this on the side over here. But I have an old Stampin' Up! One that I've had for many years. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing on all 4 sides, so it doesn't matter which way is up and down, all right? You have 2 score marks that go down, and then you have 2 score marks that go across. You're going to go from the corner, oh, here. If you fold it, you can see the lines better. So just kind of give it a quick fold. You don't need your bone folder. If I could see my score line. With these lines, it's really hard to see. I'm just gonna give it a quick fold so I can see where the intersections are. Because I'm going to be working off of these 4 intersections where they meet, all right? So, right there is my intersection. I'm gonna put my stylus right in the center of the intersection right here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna show you here. Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, this way. I'm gonna put my ruler and I'm gonna go from the corner to the intersection right there. And if I have a hard time seeing it, I'm gonna put my stylus right on the corner. Then I'm going to pivot my ruler until it's slightly off the corner. So I'm going to score from the center to the outside tip. And I'm going from the intersection of these 2 score lines. There's my score line, and there's my score line, and there's my diagonal fold line now. It's the score line. I'm gonna go to the next box. I'm gonna make sure that I can see where they intersect. They intersect right here, right there. I'm going to put my ruler right next to it, and I'm going to point to the corner. Can you see? I'm going to put my pointer, my stylus. It's hard to see. It's right there. You can probably feel it more than see it. There. I'm going to make sure that my ruler is slightly off the corner because it needs room. Otherwise, you're going to be off. And then I'm going to gently press. And if I don't get enough, I'm going to gently press again. Don't press hard because you will tear your paper. So there's my second line. I have one on this side and one on this side. You can see it clearly right there, I think. Can't you? See it on the back, right here. I'm going to do all 4 corners. Find my intersection. It's right there. Take my ruler, point it to the corner, right here, slightly off the corner, go from the corner, from the intersection to the corner. And I do it twice, and I do it gently. You can see my line right there. One more time. I'm going to find my corner. It's right there. It gets a little easier after the second and third time. I'm going to put my ruler, point it towards the point, but not right on the point. And then gently score, and I do it twice. So now I have 2 score lines that go this way, 2 score lines that go this way, and 1 score line that goes off into each corner from the center square. There's a center square right here. So from here that way, from here that way, from here this way, and this way. So there's 4 diagonals. All right, the next step we're gonna use our ruler one more time. There's lots of steps, but they're not hard. We're gonna use our paper trimmer now. We're going to, you see this square on each corner? We're going to cut from this score line to this score line. We're gonna cut off right here. Then we're gonna do from this score line to this score line, we're gonna cut off this triangle. So you're gonna line up this score line and this score line. And if you're having trouble seeing, take a little pencil, make a mark. You're gonna cut from that score line to this score line. Line them up with your cutting line right here and cut it off. You don't need this. All right? I'm going to turn it. I'm going to find my score line. It's right there by the green. But once again, if I need to, I can make a pencil mark. There's my pencil mark. Here's my other pencil mark. Right there and right there. Line them up on the cutting line and cut. You're going to cut all 4 corners off. One more time. I'm going to ignore that pencil mark because that's for a different thing. Remember, that was in the center. So I'm going to find my fold. I'm going to make a little pencil mark and a little pencil mark on this side. I'm going to go from this one to this one. You don't need to make the pencil marks if you can see your lines, your score lines. Removing that corner. One last time. I kind of can't see because of all these lines I have. All right, so I'm going from there to there. Pencil mark, pencil mark. So I have now cut all of the corners. So this is going to be my front, my bottom, and my back. And my purse is going to be like this when we get to it. We haven't gotten there yet. One more step. One more time. We need this. We need our ruler and our stylus. Okay, so on the side where you had the center pencil line, remember we only had it on one side, in one direction. We don't have it over here. You're going to score from the corner of this square, this corner, you're going to score to the pencil mark, and from this corner to the pencil mark. You're going to do that on both sides. From the corner to the pencil mark, corner to the pencil mark. So I'm going to find my corner, put my stylus, that's how I like to do it, put my ruler, and then pivot my ruler till I find the center right here. And I'm going to put it a little slightly off the center. And then I'm going to do it twice. If I put it slightly off the center, when I actually score, I land right on the center. Okay, I'm going to do it in the opposite direction here, from this corner to that same mark. Place it slightly off. And then I'm going to do it gently twice. So now I have a V, a little teepee. Okay, skinny at the top, at the edge, wide at the bottom, at the middle. I'm going to turn it over to the opposite side where I have my other pencil mark. And I'm going to go from the corner, just find my corner, it's right there. And then I'm going to pivot my ruler until I get to slightly before the pencil mark. And I'm going to score right up to the pencil mark. I'm going to do the other corner, and I know it's right here. Put my ruler, pivot it till I can see slightly next to the pencil mark. And then I'm going to do that twice. Okay. So now we're done with the ruler, the stylus, the cutter, and the scoring tool. So now we're going to fold and burnish, and we want to fold towards what we want the inside. I want this to be my inside, okay? So I'm gonna fold this way. And this time I am gonna use my bone folder. I'm going to score on all of these lines first, on the long straight ones. All right, I'm not gonna do the diagonal ones yet. Just gonna do all of these straight ones. I'm just using my bone folder. Okay, now I'm going to use my hand to push on the corner ones, to push the fold. Look, if I push this in, these two edges meet. Do you see how they meet? And then I can take my bone folder and I can burnish that fold. Did you see what I did? I pushed in, I helped it a little bit. You can use your nail here and you can have this line meet this line. When they meet, you just use your finger or your bone folder to burnish this fold right here. Can you see that fold right here? So I can use my bone folder to burnish it. I'm gonna push in, and I'm pushing on what used to be the corners, all right? I'm not doing anything with that V yet, only the ones in the corners. I'm pushing in, and then this line, this fold will meet this fold. And I can help it meet, and then I use my bone folder to burnish it. I'm gonna do that 4 times. This is my last one. I'm pushing in on the diagonal score line. I'm making this line meet this line. And then with my finger and my bone folder, I burnish that fold inside. It's hard to show you, but it's in there. So our box is taking shape. Right now it looks like a box. So now we need to fold these V's, and we're gonna fold them. Look, I have it shaped like a box. I'm going to fold them so these folds go in. And they're going in the opposite direction from the corners. And I have to just use my fingers to gently tell the paper which way to go. So I'm folding them in, okay? I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I'm folding them in. And I'm just using my fingers to help it. And so now these two are flat. They don't have any folds. I'm going to bring them all together. And when they come all together, there's my purse. And when I let go, there's the explosion. Did you see that? Did you get that? So I folded and burnished all of my straight lines. All of my straight lines, I did it with my bone folder. Then in my corners, I pushed in. I have what's gonna be my inside facing me. I pushed my corner in, and I have made this line meet this line. And then I burnished my fold. And it should be pretty even, and if it's not, your purse is not gonna fold right. Then I took the next corner, I pushed in, I made this line match this line, and then I burnished my inside fold. I did it 4 times, okay? Ignoring those V's until the next step. I did all 4 corners, and then I took the V's, and I can see these are already folded up. These are mountain style, so these are gonna be valley. So with my hand, I gently coax the paper to make them valley folds, right? And I do the same thing on the other side. These are mountain folds, so these are now valley folds. And you just use your hands to help it. Then you lay the flat edge towards you and away from you, and then you push it together. You just squeeze it together, and it becomes the little purse. There's the little purse. You can fit anything in there that's that's small enough, but we're going to decorate it. So to decorate it, so we've done all the folding. We're gonna put this aside for a second. To decorate it, I have one of the stitched rectangles, and it's the second from the largest. I think it's the second from the largest. It's about 4 inches. It's about exactly 4 inches wide. I die cut in Blackberry Bliss, and I just used the stitched rectangles. I have a piece of that same designer paper, the one that has a lot of Blackberry Bliss, and I have a piece that's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I have a piece of white that's 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. That's gonna go here. That's gonna go on the inside of my purse. I have a little strip that is 3/8 of an inch, And I'm just going to use my finger to kind of roll it so it'll curve. This is going to be my handle. It is 8.5 inches long, and we're going to score 1/2 inch on each side in a minute. Then I have a couple of scraps because I'm going to punch my sentiment for my little tag, and then I'm going to punch a mat. I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss ink, and I'm going to stamp this happiest birthday, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. I chose this stamp even though it's retired because it's so big, and I really like that. Here are my layering, are my stitched rectangles, and it isn't the second from the largest. It's whatever is 4 inches. Okay. Let me set this aside. I don't need it anymore. Let me put this on a block. So any big stamp would be awesome. Just makes more of an impact. Okay, there is my stamp. Here is my little square that I'm going to ink on, that I'm going to stamp on. I'm going to ink my stamp in Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to put it right in the center. Give it a few seconds for the ink to transfer. Look at how beautiful that is. Then I'm going to use, you can use any stamp set that you have. I have this tremendously old stamp set. It was called Best Yet. I bet you have had it for 20 years. And I love this stamp that says "To you from me." I think it's super cute. So this fits in a 1 1/4 inch punch. So I'm going to stamp it. Oops, that's not very good because I didn't center it. I'm going to stamp it right in the center. You can use any label. And I'm going to use, hold on, my piles are getting confusing here. I'm going to use my 1 1/4 inch punch, which is also really, really old, but they never stop working, at least not the circle ones. I'm going to punch that out. Then I have my 1 1/2 inch circle punch, which is not that old. It was just in the catalog not too long ago. And I nagged you and nagged you to get it. So if you didn't get it, it's because you didn't listen to me. So this is going to go here. That's going to be my tag. And then I have these awesome little chains. Let me grab one. I forgot to grab one. They're right behind me. That I got at Hobby Lobby. These little keychain chains. They were hard to find because nobody at Hobby Lobby knew where they were, but eventually I found them. So we're going to glue this mat onto the Blackberry Bliss floral piece. All right. And then we're going to glue this piece onto the center of my card right there. Remember, the flat edges are the front and the back. So I'm going to glue that right in the center. And if you don't have a gigantic stamp like this, you can just put any sentiment and add flowers or add, I don't know, hippos, whatever you have. Right there. And then I'm going to glue these two together. Just mat that in the center. And I'm going to need my trimmer one more time. I'm going to score. Remember I told you we were going to score at 1/2 inch on each end of this one? 1/2 inch. And 1/2 inch. That's for the handle. And then this one, I'm going to score at 1 1/8 on each side. 1 1/8. Let me make sure. It's 2 1/2. I want to do 1 3 line. Yeah, 1 1/8 is fine. I want to do slightly under 1 1/8, like a hair before 1 1/8. Then once again, 1 1/8 and a hair shy of 1 1/8. And I'm making this little middle panel, which is where my handle is gonna go. So it was 1 1/8. It's slightly under 1 1/8. Okay, so I can fold and burnish my 2 folds here. On the other one. So this is the flap, the top of my purse. And I'm going to glue this piece to this right here. Right there, to the outside, all right? Now the easiest way to do that is to flip the whole thing over and just add glue to here and then glue this on here so you could see exactly what you're doing. So here's my piece. I'm gonna fold it all the way over, just leaving one panel visible. I'm going to put glue all over it, but not thick. I don't want it oozing out. I need to refill my bottle pretty soon. All right, so I'm going to now put it right on the edge, on the outside, because this is the outside, remember? I'm going to put it on the outside, line it up, hold it for a few seconds, and after it's ready, I'm going to just flip it back into place. You see, it's not hard, it's just a lot of steps. I'm going to flip it back, so when I fold my purse, that's going to be the front and the back. There we go, you see? All right, now to attach the handle, I'm gonna fold on that 1/2 inch score line up on both ends. And my little curve is gonna be in the center. So we're going to attach them like that. We're going to put glue on each of these little 1/2 inch sections. I hope you can see. There we go. Scrape it on, so you put a lot of it, but not thick. I mean scrape because I'm actually scraping the tip on the cardstock so that my bead of glue is really thin. I'm going to take the one edge and I'm going to put it right up to the edge of that top panel, or that top fold right here. Then I'm going to take the other one. Oh, let me hold this for a couple more seconds so it won't move. I'm going to take the other one and put it on the other edge and hold it there. All right, so I'm just going to hold those in place for a few seconds. So there's my handle. When I close my bag, there's my handle. Isn't that cute? Now I have my little sentiment piece, and you can use a hole punch or you can use your piercing tool. And I happen to have a small hole punch that we used to sell. So I'm just gonna punch a hole right here. Let me see what I'm doing here. Right in the center, punching a hole. Then I'm gonna take the little chain. I'm gonna open it and I'm gonna remove 8 of the beads, 2, 4, 6, 8. And I can remove them with any pair of scissors, just don't use your snips. Any pair of regular size scissors. You can just cut it off. It's not hard. I just don't want you to ruin your snips. And I removed 8 of them. So now I can thread this through. And I can hang it on my handle, on my purse handle. And now, to close it, we're going to use a Velcro dot. Isn't that cute? So I have Velcro dots. You will get a Velcro dot in your kit. The backs and the fronts, or the tops and the bottoms, whatever they're called. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 because I need to have 3 ready. So I'm just going to use 1. I'm just preparing the other 2. I got these on Amazon. If you want the link for that, I can also send that to you. They weren't expensive at all because at Walmart, they wanted like $5 for a little pack with 10 or something. Something ridiculous. So I'm going to put, oops, I'm just going to put the, I don't know what it's called, the one with the lumpy side over the one with the fuzzy side. I'm just going to put those on top of each other the way they will close, and then I'm just going to separate them so I can have 2 ready for later. I'm going to take the back off of one of the sides, and if you want to measure, you can measure. I didn't measure. I'm going to put it right in the center, right about there. That's not the center, hold on. It's a little off. I could have measured, huh? But no. Okay, there, that's more centered. Now I'm going to remove the back from the other side. Remove the plastic. There, that's sticky now. I'm going to close my purse. I'm going to line up the edge of this second line, not the one that's glued, but the next one. I'm going to line it up with the edge, this edge, before I press. So I'm going to line it up to that second score line. Then I'm going to press. And I'm going to press and hold it for a little while. Once I've done that, I'm going to carefully open it, making sure they stay. And then I'm going to press individually on each side so they can stick. Okay? Just hold them for a few seconds. So there, my purse is now complete with a little tag. And all it needs is a ribbon or a bow. And for the ribbon, I used two. For the bow, I used 2 ribbons. The metallic mesh, and I just made a bow. And originally, I had made 2 separate bows, but I mean, 1 bow with 2 ribbons, but I didn't like it. So this time, I'm making an individual bow. Just checking to see how much I need. I could redo it again. So I'm going to make my bow with the mesh facing forward. If you want to, you could put your tag on the other side. And I'm going to go back over front. And that way both of my tails will be facing forward. I'm going to fluff it up. And I'll trim it in just a minute. I want a big fluffy bow. Then I chose this petal pink striped ribbon, organdy ribbon. Organdy striped, what is it called? Organdy striped ribbon. It's petal pink, and petal pink is in here. Then I made a second bow right on top of that one. Let me see. Let me guesstimate how much I need, and then let me measure so I can, oops, sorry about that. So I can know. I think it's about 18 inches, 19 inches. That's how much I used. I'm going to make a second bow. Try to keep it even. Back over front. Make my second bow. And as long as they're nice and fluffy, they look really nice. So there are my two bows. I'm going to trim the tails. And these don't need to be removed to open it, so you're going to be able to decide how long you want them. I kept them about the same. So there we go. There is my finished purse. Oh, not yet, not yet. I forgot the rhinestones. Very important. Hold on. You got to put those rhinestones. This is also retired ribbon, and it was in the clearance rack for a while, so I got a couple of spools. Always keep track of that clearance rack because you get some pretty good deals. All right, so now I'm just going to take two of the big rhinestones, and I'm going to add them as if they're the closure right here. I'm going to add one at the bottom. I guess you could do 3 if you wanted to. I'm just going to do 2. That makes it look really cute. And there we go. There is our little purse. And here is my other one. It's the same, the same paper pack. Just different paper. And here's the one that I did initially, which I haven't decorated at all. But look at that. I have 3 purses, exactly the same decorations with the same paper pack. Aren't those cuties? Now, if you want me to, I can show you how to fold a 6x6, which is just a review of what you do with the 12x12. All right? I'm going to show you real quick. Let me move these. And then grab a 6x6. Oh, why don't we do a polka dot one? That's going to look really cute. Let's do a gold polka dot. I could go crazy making little purses with this paper. All right, so now I need my paper trimmer, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, except instead of 4 and 4, it's going to be 2 and 4. I mean, instead of 4 and 8 that we did on the big one, it's going to be 2 and 4. All right, so score at the 2-inch mark, score at the 4-inch mark. Remember, if you're using bigger paper, it's just 4 and 8. If you want a bag that's between here and here, do 9 by 9, and then you would score at 3 and 6. All right, I'm going to turn it 2 and 4. Remember? Okay, now this paper is much easier to see. I can actually see the lines. Whoops, I keep bumping into me. I'm going to bring my mat, my stylus, and my brush, and I'm going to connect, even though I said I can see, there, connect the corner of the box to the corner of the paper, and I'm going to gently score it. And I don't think I need to do it twice because this paper is a little thinner. I'm going to go from the corner. Oops, I went too far. I almost tore it. I think I did tear it. You got to be careful. Okay, corner to the edge, to the end, gentle. The last corner, and I'm going to go diagonal, corner to corner. Okay, so there are my diagonals. And then remember, in this case, it doesn't matter which side is my up and down, but I'm going to choose this side. And when I bring back my paper trimmer, I'm going to make the little mark in the center, which is 3, because I forgot to do that in the beginning. So I'm going to make the little mark at 3 inches at the top and at the bottom. Now I'm going to cut off On all 4 squares of the corner squares, I'm going to cut from score line to score line. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to line up the score lines, and I'm going to cut off the corners on all 4 sides. And I'm doing exactly what I do with the big paper. It's just a small paper. Okay, score line. If you don't see it, fold it. Score line to score line. And score line to score line. Right? Now the last thing we need to do is on these, let's see, on the panels that are not marked. Oh no, on the panels that are marked, I'm sorry. I confused myself there for a second. On the panels that are marked, I'm going to make those V's. So I'm going to go, here's my mark. I'm going to go from the corner, there's the corner, to the mark with my stylus. I already put it away. The corner to the mark, gentle. And then from the other corner to the same mark. Use my stylus to hold the place. Make sure I'm off the mark a little bit so I can meet it. There's my V. Do you see it? There's my V right there. I'm going to do the V on the opposite side from the corner, and I like to put my stylus right on the corner and push my ruler up to it and then pivot it until I can see the mark. And then on the opposite side, I do the same thing. I put my stylus right on the corner, push my ruler up to it, and then find a little off the mark. And there's my V. I have 2 V's, and these corner folds that we chopped off. Okay, so now the folding is everything with the inside facing me. I'm going to fold all 4 sides. I'm not going to use my little folder, but you should. There's all 4 sides, okay? Then I'm going to take each corner, push it in until the sides meet, and then I'm going to burnish that fold right here. I'm going to push in this corner until those 2 sides meet, and then burnish this fold right here. Push this in, burnish my fold inside, push this in, and it'll go really easy because of the score mark. All right, so there's what looks like a box right now. So now remember, these are mountains. Now we want to make these valleys. Just gently help it with your fingers. You don't actually have to fold it all the way, just have to nudge it. Push it in, push it in. And so when I fold my little purse, there is my little tiny little purse. Now, this is 2 inches. So if you have a 2-inch circle punch, which I do, somewhere. Where's my 2-inch circle punch? I'm not sure that I want to show you, but let me see. If it's right here, I'll do it. The problem with my punches is they're way under me and I can't see them. Well, how about I finish it? Hold on, one more try. They're under me and they're heavy to move, but I think I just found it. Ah, that's 2.5. Nope, I didn't find it. Well, I hadn't planned on making a 2-inch circle. I'm still looking, hold on. Okay, la canción. Where are they? gonna pull a muscle here. No, I didn't find it. I will finish it and show it to you, because it's gonna turn out super cute. I don't know where am I doing circle punch. It is somewhere. Anyway, I will finish it and show it to you, but we did exactly the same fold. That's what I wanted to review, okay? And you're going to do a 2-inch circle, and you're going to score about 1/4 of an inch right in the center. So you would put your circle in your paper trimmer. See, it goes from 1 to 1, right? So move it over 1/8 of an inch, score, and then move it over 1/8 of an inch from the 2, from the center, move it over 1/8 of an inch. So you were gonna have a little 1/4 inch gusset right here. You glue this the same way. And on this one, I actually used, not successfully, I used a magnet, but it keeps coming off. That's why we didn't use a magnet on the big one. I have a magnet in here and a magnet in there, and it's the same little explosion. All right, well, I thank you for joining me. I hope you liked all of our projects, and be sure to post pictures of yours when you're done, or let me know which is your favorite. I also always love to know that. I'll finish it and post a picture, all right? Thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.